as a store owner, I'm sure you get inundated with phone calls with people with books coming out. At what point do you listen? Like, what can a creator do to help sell their book to you, or what can a book to guarantee a sell through, or to say, okay, I do need to order this and more than just the one copy, or even just the one copy? What's the process there when you're thinking of it?
It's a little different for me. I've only had a few creators come in or call who say, I've got a book coming out in Diamond next month, and this is it. Usually when that happens, I tell them, send me a PDF. Let me check it out. I want to read it. And it's much more effective if you walk into the shop and meet that owner face to face.
That's not always possible when you're dealing with 3,000 stores
it's
worldwide.
Not, but I sadly, if you just call all the shops around the country, one, the owner or the guy who does the ordering might not even be there. Two, quick phone conversation is really tough to really get your point across. And a lot of times, I'm guilty of this as well. A lot of times shop owners just don't have the time to deal with that.
Yeah.
I know when I'm in the shop, I've got 5 things at once that I'm trying to get done. And when someone calls and wants to take my time, tell me all about their book and how they got started in the business and everything, I kind of gloss over a little bit. And I hate to say that because I'm a creator as well, so I know what it's like.
But it's the truth. I mean,
but it is the truth. I think it's just not as effective calling shops and trying to talk to the owner, especially in markets outside of bigger cities.
Now, what would be the best way to contact you about something? Would it be email with a PDF? Would it be seeing the book on Facebook, on Twitter, or what would be the best way where you would go, okay, like this is an indie book without like a major publisher, or with a lesser known publisher? How do I know to order more of it?
The most effective way, I think, because I know it's worked for me, is get to know me on social media. Like follow me on Instagram, or send me a friend request on Facebook. And the worst way to do it is send me a friend request. As soon as I accept your friend request, you send me a private message about your book with all these links and everything. And I'm like, yep, I'm out.
Yeah.
But if you, it's a bit of a slow going thing where you friend me on Facebook, you get to know me, maybe respond and reply to some things that
comment on some pictures, and then like a few photos, and you'll like a few photos, and you build a genuine relationship.
Yeah, get to know me as a friend, just as a friend, not as I'm a creator. Check out my stuff. Then I'll say, then you can kind of work your way into that. And then start showing me your work. And I think, oh, this guy's also a creator. Oh, that's actually kind of cool. Oh, let me, check it out. Because now I feel like I'm not just getting inundated by a stranger. I feel like a friend of mine is showing me their work. I know this guy. He liked my post about this, or he made a funny comment about that. So honestly, it's a little slower that way, but I think that's a more effective way. Another way is a lot of people end up at a lot of conventions. A lot of other creators or store owners go to conventions outside of their own town. Maybe a store is setting up at a convention in your city. Go introduce yourself. You got a copy of your book? Just give it to them and say, hey, I'm a creator. I just wanted to pass this along to you. Thought you might like it. Here, check it out. Because you know what? Downtime, sitting in their booth, what are they going to do? They're probably going to start flipping through it.
They will, yeah. They're just sitting there. Everyone has that own personal space time where they need it. And they're like, okay, I'll take a look. Oh, I like it.
Yeah, you don't have a book, put it on a thumb drive.
Yeah.
Get a PDF, put it on a thumb drive. And put it with some little, like a business card or some little something, little sample page on a postcard, anything. That kind of connection, I think, is more valuable than calling shops endlessly, because that's one of the reasons why my book is not in every store across the country, because I'm just not going to sit down and call shops cold and go down a list and say the same thing over and over.
I've done it, and it's brutal. Sometimes people are mean to you. Sometimes
right.
you can be going great, and you can call 30 stores, and one shop owner can have a bad day, and you just don't want to call anyone else.
Exactly.
Someone goes, we don't have time for you, and clicks. Yeah. And to them, they're speaking their truth. They just don't have time. They have in front of a customer, and they want to they don't want to pick up your book, but that's something like that when you're someone who's getting started. It can really be like soul crushing. You can be like, all right, well, I guess no one cares. Like, I've done 30 of these calls. No one seems interesting. This book is never going to go anywhere. But you have to kind of persevere through that and still find a way to get out there and make it happen, because you're the only one who's really going to champion your book. Yeah.
And I think also social media allows you the ability to build a fan base with that stuff before it's even been released. You start showing samples of it. You start hyping it. And, you know, store owners, they see that. If you start getting a fan base going and it's starting to get a little viral and people are excited about this new book that you got coming out through Image or Boom or IDW, those shop owners, they're going to notice it. So if you do go and into the shop, if you're lucky enough to be in the city, or approach them at a convention or something, they'll already know you.
Exactly.
They'll go, oh, yeah, I saw your stuff. It actually looks kind of cool. Or they'll also say, yeah, I saw your kind of stuff. It's not for us.
Yeah.
You'll get that answer immediately. You can just bypass them completely.
Exactly. And it's already that form of like, okay, I know who this person is. You've already built that personal brand.
Right. And in fact, this happened to me this morning. Someone who I friended on Facebook, I think a week or two ago, sent me a message and said, hey, I saw on your Facebook page you're the owner of Hidey Ho Comics. Is that a shop or is that a studio? And I said, it's a shop. Oh, okay. Well, I'm a creator and I did this book. It turned out what he did an adult coloring book that's all, I forget the title of it, but it's all about weed culture, marijuana.
Yeah.
And I told him, well, before he showed me the cover, I said, well, thank you for prefacing that it's an adult coloring book. That may or may not be right for our shop because we try to cultivate a family environment. Yeah. And he said, understood, here's the cover, you can judge. And, you know, it's exactly what, like I said. And I told him, well, you know, no judgment on your work, but I just don't think that's just not right for our shop. And he's like, yeah, I understand. And, you know, you move on.
That's it. I mean, that's the way to grow and just, you know, be honest and speak your truth is so important.
Yeah, because I wanted to, every time anyone would call or anytime anyone would contact me, I would want to be sympathetic because I'm a creator as well, but I got to realize I can't order everything. I can't, any indie creator that's self-published, I can't take all of them and put them in the shop. I've got to be choosy. I've got to let some people down. I've got to tell people, sorry, I don't have any space on my walls for that, or sorry, that's just not right for our shop.